Peace. This right here is Humble Beginnings, where we simply live it through. I am your most gracious host, KJ. And listen, man, I got another one for us. We're gonna definitely get into this thing. We're gonna talk about saying goodbye. This thing called saying goodbye. We're gonna talk about, when is enough and when it's time to let people go who probably shouldn't be still in our life. We're gonna talk about how to get rid of seasonal people and stop trying to make permanent lifetime people out of seasonal people. But before we get into this thing, y'all know it would not be possible without my gang. So let me go ahead and bring my gang in. I got first up, I got my boy Matty B. What's going on with you, man? Got my boy No New Friends Will. Y'all seen him before. What's going on, Will? Got my little bro Nate rocking with me again.
Hey,
what's up, Nate? And of course, we got the girl Izzy. What's going on, man?
Hello, how are you?
Oh man, everything is lovely. So, what's going on with y'all? How y'all feeling?
Decent.
Amazing. Y'all ready to talk about this thing, man? I don't know if y'all probably got people in y'all lives y'all probably need to be getting rid of, but we're gonna figure it out by the end of the show. We're gonna definitely figure this thing out. Whether it might be a spouse, whether it might be friends, or whether it might be family. Sometimes it's family typically the one we need to get rid of the most, but that's just how I typically use the word. Especially I know from what I see, I think family typically hold more of a problem than others. You know what I'm saying? But hey, we're gonna go ahead and kick this thing off. I want to ask y'all a question, right? First off, how do y'all feel, before we dive into this thing, how do y'all feel about the saying, take me as I am? That when y'all hear a person say, take me as I am, what comes to y'all mind when y'all hear this saying? Matt, come on, man. Let's kick this thing off. Talk to me, man. What you think?
Yeah, when you first said it, when I hear the phrase, take me as I am, I just take it as a person not wanting to compete for what they really want in life. Kind of a lazy factor plays into that thought process. But I also respect it, you know what I'm saying? I also respect the fact that someone's saying, hey, this is what you're getting, deal with it or don't deal with it, So I think about it both ways.
Okay. Izzy, what you think, man? When you hear somebody say, take me as I am, what you think? What you think when you hear that saying?
Usually when people say that, it means that, I guess they haven't been accepted for who they were before. So I think people say that to really just say, hey, this is who I am. I'm not willing to change certain things. So, I mean, I don't know. It could potentially be toxic, but yeah, take me as I am. I don't know. I think that's that's not really that's not really something that I feel is your partner's or whoever you're dealing with issue. You know what I mean? I feel like you should be able to grow and, be susceptible to, certain issues and certain things and overcome certain things in your life. But take me as I am. I just feel like it's this is who I am, deal with it. And I feel like it's, again, what Matt said, a little bit lazy, but it comes from a place of I wasn't accepted as I am before.
Okay. Yo, Will, when you hear someone say, take me as I am, man, what come to your mind, man?
I can't do it. I can't instantly do it. I gotta sit back. I'm an energy person, so I gotta sit back and just kind of observe some things. Cause you could show me who you think I want to see. That ain't saying who you really are, though. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna tell you like this. I think it might come across as some bullshit. Plain and simple.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and it's code word. I agree with Izzy too. It's also code for. She made a good point, and that's typically when I hear it too. It's also code for. This is what you're getting from here on out. Because most people that's about growth, they typically don't use that phrase. It's usually people that have, like how she said, has been shunned before, or went through things before, and they like, hey, I dealt with people before, and they tried to change something about me, or they tried to push me to become something. They're like, this is what it is, and this is what you're getting. they typically do, you know, like I said, it's code for pretty much this is what it is from here on out.
Okay, cool.
Okay,
cool.
but
Nate. Oh, my bad. Go ahead. Do your thing.
No. Let Nate do his thing, and I want to say something about that though.
Okay. Nate, what you think, man? When you hear that saying, man, take me as I am, man, what typically comes to your mind, man?
First thing that comes to my mind is bye. Like, I don't have time for that. Take you as no. So I'm gonna agree with Will on that one.
What you was gonna add in there, Will?
Matt, let me ask you something, and Izzy, you know, same thing. If you got 9 people who say, hey, you know, you might have an issue with this or whatever, don't you think you might need to change it? Because you talking about 9 different people with 9 different views, 9 different minds, so on and so forth. You understand what I'm saying? Like, take me as might not be the right thing.
No, but I don't agree with this saying "take me as I am." But you're saying I guess you're speaking hypothetically if of that person that would agree with that, because I don't agree with this saying of saying.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you. Not necessarily, because I mean, would you rather? I mean, not to ask a question to a question, but I would say it like this: I would rather be unhappy with what people think of me than unhappy with how I feel about myself. But some things people tell you to change is actually part of you. You just got to be able to know that, hey, you're gonna run into a lot of dead ends as well. So if you can accept that, you know, you don't have a problem with it. But if you're trying to get somewhere and now people telling you this is the issue, and that's actually holding you back from what you're trying to accomplish, that you should look at it. But I'm okay with the results if it's something I don't want to change.
Okay.
So Izzy, I know he posed that question to both of y'all. You had something different, or you was piggybacking with what Matt?
No, I would just I agree with what Matt said. Truly, yeah.
So yeah, when I hear that phrase "take me as I am," that just sounds like a motherfucker who ain't want to change. The short tweet. Somebody who just do not want to change. They say, yo, you just got to take me as who I am. That's literally you just telling me I'm not changing for nothing. You just better take me for exactly what it is that I give you. I mean, but there's a reason why I asked that, because we talking about being able to say goodbye. I mean, listen, when somebody come to you and they present themselves as that, that's typically a red flag. What I was going to. I got a question. Do y'all think that when we're dealing with people, do y'all think that the years that we put in with people, and this is relationships, this is friendships, and of course, I mean, family, you pretty much born into that. So do y'all think that the years that we put in with people typically impact the way that we try to our ability to be able to walk away from them? Like we be like sometimes we be like, yo, I've been around them, man. We've been rocking for like 10 years, man, and we've been through so much and all this other stuff like that. Do y'all think that the time put in impacts whether or not we're willing to leave or not? And because I also hear this very, very heavily amongst people who are married, that sometimes they don't want to say it's time to let go because they've put so much time in. What y'all think about that? And this is for all the categories now, so y'all can address them however y'all see fit. So what y'all think? Do y'all think that time put in impacts our decisions of whether or not we should be able to let go and not let go? Nate, I'm gonna start at the bottom, man. What you think?
I'm gonna say, yeah, the time you put in does depend, because if you put in a lot of time, you're gonna feel like you're obligated to that person and you want to keep them around in your life. But if you don't put in any time, then that's basically like just saying goodbye.
If you was in a situation, friends or coupleship, and you say you put about 5 years in, you think that 5 years will impact you? It will impact you directly from walking away. Like when you feel like in a relationship, it's hard to let go because you like, yo, we done put all these years in. Would that stop you?
Not really. Like, for example, Izzy and I, we've been rocking with each other for over 10 years. Like, if she's doing well in her life, I'm not gonna say anything or like hold her back from that.
What about if it was a coupleship though? Because that's a friendship.
If it was a relationship?
Some people view that differently. Some people, they hold their friendship different. What about if it was a chick you were dating for 5 years?
If it was a relationship, then yeah, it would hold down some weight.
Okay. Yo, Izzy, what you think, man? Yo, Izzy, what you think?
What was the question again? I'm sorry.
The question was, do you think that the years put in will impact you being able to walk away from a situation, being able to say goodbye?
Of course. I think anything that like has like time, emotions attached to it and all that stuff, I feel like, it's definitely going to be harder to walk away. If anything, like, if you want to look at it as an investment, it's going to be harder to like walk away from something you invested all those assets in, and a lot of them are non-renewable. So just based off of that, it's going to be like, wow, like, I gave everything, to this person, or not even maybe everything, but I gave all this like energy towards this person. Like I have to like be able to like, I guess get on a turn on investment from that, from all the energy I give into this person. Otherwise it'll all be for nothing.
Okay. Will, what you think, man? You think time does how much does time impact the way people simply choose to walk away, or you personally?
It does. It does, even though it shouldn't. It does only because that's the time is the one thing you can't get back. And once you don't put that time in, it's like, dang, I didn't invest. Like Izzy said, I didn't invest all this time into somebody or something. Do I feel like there's a difference between the friendship and the relationship? Yeah, especially a marriage. Only because the marriage is not easy to get out of. You really got to put some time in with that, and it's work. And once you make that decision and say, hey, I'm done, that's it, whatever the case may be, all that time feels like it's wasted.
Okay. Matt, what you think, man? Do time put in, man, does it impact the moving forward or the exit?
Yeah, I definitely agree that time definitely plays an impact on not letting go. But I think more than time, I would say for me personally, and this may be, on situations as well, more so the investment or what you were looking to get out of the situation. So like you could be with somebody 3 months and have that same ability to not let go than if you were with somebody 10 years. Now, I've seen people that been with somebody a short amount of time and have their impact, even though that investment wasn't as long, because they just, based on what they put in, even in a short amount of time, they allowed themselves to be attached to the progress and what they were trying to get. So I think a lot of people are married to their goal and their ego, because when you fail at something, whether it's time or not, it's more of an ego thing. It's more of, I really invested something in this, and I want to get out what I intend to get out, because I invested not just time, but whether it been assets, whether it been my expectations, whether it been putting my ego into it. So when you lose that, you could feel like I lost my ego off of that. It could be like an ego knockdown or whatever. So I think time is a factor, but I don't think that's the only factor. I think there's a lot of things that can, have that same effect.
Cool. So I definitely think for most people I think time does impact that. I think a lot of people don't like to feel like they wasted their time, so they try to carry the time moving forward just to feel like they didn't take a loss. But to me, with the understanding of how valuable time is, knowing that say if this is that moment to say goodbye, having that time in is not what would keep me anymore. Like I used to share that outlook like that, but now I don't care how much time we put in, because I understand how valuable time is, especially when we're talking about moving forward and progression. I would exit super quickly because I don't want to continue wasting time. You know what I'm saying? So just because we put 7, 8 years in, it wouldn't make me now want to hold on to it. It would actually urge me more to let it go. Like, all right, well, shit. Because I'm looking at it like, yo, all right, I already done wasted 8 years. Let me go ahead and not waste 9, 10, 11, 12 years. So now it would actually urge me more to get away from it than it would actually put me into staying. But I do understand most people would stay. because of their time and simply their time. All right, y'all. We're going to dive a little deeper in this thing. Next question. Do you believe that you can outgrow people? When you are within these friendships, sometimes, man, what the homie is about, you ain't about what they about no more. I got to move on. When you in these relationships, sometimes what she or he want to stand for and represent, it's like, yo, that's no longer with me no more. I got to move on. Even with family, sometimes what your family choose to stand for, I'm not rocking like that no more. I don't want to waste my time with the pettiness. I don't waste my time with this. So the question is simple. Do you believe we can outgrow people? Will, you first, man. Talk to me, man. What you think?
You definitely can outgrow people. Definitely. As you get older, your circle's supposed to get smaller anyway, because you're not doing the same things or whatever, right? But I think if you're more of not on the same level, it's just human nature that you're gonna outgrow each other. You doing one thing, I'm doing another thing. You don't have the time for this, I don't have the time for that. You know, sometimes it ain't bad, but on the flip side of it, yeah, you will outgrow some people because some people don't grow at all.
That's fair. Nate, what you think, man? We outgrow people.
Yeah, we can definitely outgrow people. Some people grow old and some people grow up.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. Okay. Yo, Matt, what you think, man? Can we outgrow people?
Yeah, I mean, it's simple. Definitely, you definitely outgrow people, and sometimes it's not even a negative thing. Sometimes it's not even because most people, when they think about outgrow, they factor in the mentality of both individuals, like they reach a higher plateau. But sometimes you just change walks of life. This person just want to do something different. You just want to do something different. Y'all don't bond the same based on new hobbies, new circles, new group of friends, new life expectations. It ain't always a negative thing as well. You could just grow apart with somebody and it actually be positive. You actually still have a positive relationship with that person. We just outgrew each other.
Izzy, what you think? Can we outgrow people? Talk to me.
I'm going to agree with everyone on this and say yes, definitely. And I say this because basically, like, even like after your school age, after you're done with high school, you're gonna quickly realize that your beliefs, the things you want to do in life, are gonna be very different from your friends. You're gonna enter in different life arenas. Someone might want to go to college and pursue that. Someone might want to like just go into the working force. Someone might want to go to the military. These are things like we didn't even pay attention before, but as we grow older, we realize how different we are. And it doesn't have to be, again, a negative thing. It can be respected. But yeah, I really do think that just because like our different personalities are manifesting into who we are as we grow older, we're going to go apart, especially for like women. Like, this is like around the time, like from like, I guess 20 to like 24, a lot of women are told like, oh, this is your prime years to like, get married, have kids. And a lot of women, some women may not think that way. So, it's really different. It just varies depending on like your life arena, but all in all, you do grow apart as like time goes on.
Okay. So I definitely think that we can outgrow people. I mean, we move at different paces in our life. The thing what we headed for, what we consider purposeful, our values and everything like that is just different. And people do change. It's one of the reasons people always hear me speak when I talk about loyalty. Well, I don't believe in placing that upon people because people change. So it's like it's very difficult to place something on somebody when they can just literally shift themselves and whatever their core is or whatever they stand for. But I got a pop-up question. To that question though, why do y'all think so many people feel negatively impacted when you tell them like, yo, I guess if you hit them with that, it's not you, it's me. Like, then you hit them with that, like, yo, listen, I can respect where you are, but I'm in a different place now. Why do y'all think people feel so negatively impacted? Like, why is it triggering to them? Like, oh, like they almost take it like as if you're trying to say something is wrong with them. Why do y'all think people react that way? Matt, talk to me.
Cause I think it's just a bullshit answer to not explain. People don't like the you know how me and you, we big on communication. So
I
a lot
was
of
just
times,
gonna say that.
a lot of times it isn't the fact that they're growing apart, whether it's you or them or that phrase you said where it's like it's not you, it's me. Most of the time when people say that, there's a reason for everything. It ain't just they don't know why and I just don't want to be here. There's a reason, they just don't want to explain, and it's that closure for the other person. I'm not getting the answer. You know, like, okay, we grew apart. Okay, you don't want to be here no more. Let me know what went wrong. Let me know what happened, you know, because I thought everything was cool. And when people use that it's not you, it's me, most of the time it is you. Because most of the time when people, not saying it's you as far as your fault, but it's something they believe that is you. Because most of the time when people, it really is them, they'll actually give you an explanation because they know it's not going to offend you. Most of the time when they say it's not you, it's me, it is because it's something that they feel like you won't think favorable of. You know, so they don't say it, they just use that phrase to kind of get out the situation and keep it pushing. So I would say that's the issue with me, is the closure part.
Okay. Easy, what you think? Why do you think go ahead, you good.
So yeah, basically going off of like what Matt said, you know, I feel like again, like things aren't like communicated properly. When things aren't communicated properly, it's like basically you're living your life, making decisions off a reality that doesn't exist. So, you know, when you're not able to like really communicate and say like, hey, you know, like this is the reason why you know, we're growing apart, da 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 da. You know, like a lot of times like people internalize like, oh, it's me. You know, they say, oh, it's not, they say it's, oh, it's me, not you, but like they're gonna automatically think, no, it's me. It's something I did. And, you know, now they're gonna be like thinking, was it this time? Or like, you know, how did I not know? You know, so I think that's where like the resentment grows, and that's where it's like, you know, I guess people like, you know, really get, you know, they really like fall out and fall apart because of like, you know, the communication that was not like said to them.
Okay. Yo, Willie, what you think, man? Why do you think people take it so negatively when you tell them like, listen, man, it's just me moving on, man. I'm outgrowing you.
I think it's the way they interpret it. Even though you say it one way, they take it in another way. It's more of they putting me down. I must be not good enough, or whatever the case may be. So what happens is you hear it coming in one way. Once it gets right here, it done change to something else, and then it's right here. And it's almost a respect thing too. Yeah. Like, oh, you leaving me, you know, or I'm not good enough for you no more. That like really, like, yeah, you know. So it's like it's like everybody don't respect. Hey, you know what? I might just be growing up. I might be don't want to do what we was doing before. I might want to do something different. And some people would say it's hate. You know, like, oh well, I don't want to see you doing better. But then you got some people that's like, okay, you know what? Since you doing that, I'm happy to see you doing that. I'm happy to see you make that change. And that's very slim. It's very hard to find, you know what I'm saying, in this day and age. So I just think it's a multitude of things where the way you take it, the way you receive it, how you say it too, plays a part. Now, do you be honest about it and say, hey, look, you know, you ain't really growing the way I'm growing, so I got to kind of back up from this or whatever, you know, but hey, it is what it is. So you got to just be honest and roll with it at the end of the day.
How can you be, you make the statement about hate and being happy. How can you be happy for somebody if you don't even know the path they're going? If there's no blueprint of what even is happening, what would you be happy for?
All right, Matt, you tell me you going to school, right? You going to school, you going to get your degree or whatever. I want to see you succeed. I might not know you from a can of paint, but I want to see you. I want to see you make it. You understand what I'm saying? You just got people like that. But then you got some people, you know what, man, I don't even know why you doing that for.
But you tell them, but with the scenario you're using, it's an outline of what the person is doing, going to get a degree. So it's an outline of what's happening. With somebody just saying, "I'm just out," and you don't know what is happening. I don't know if I don't know if you're going to get on drugs. If you done met a guy in the street and he done seduce you, I don't know what is going on. So it's a wondering, how can I even wish you good luck if I don't even know what the hell is happening?
Well, listen though. This is the thing though. It should be a certain type of people, a certain type of person you're dealing with. You understand? Like, if I know you, I know what you do and what you don't do. I can just feel it from you. If you're doing drugs or whatever, okay, let's say you smoke weed, that's your thing. That might not be my thing. Then you come to me and you say, hey, you know what? I'm about to go get this new job. Okay, I hope it work out. So it's just like, I'm not gonna knock you down or whatever, but at the same time, yo, I hope it work. You know, I don't wish you no ill will, but hey, it is what it is.
But I think the question that KJ is asking, and how I interpret it is, it's not the issue of the person doing something different. It's the issue of the phrase that people typically use is, "It's not you, it's not me." Typically, when people use it, there's no explanation to what's happening. So more people that I know of are getting upset about the explanation more so than even the path that they embark on.
Man, listen, you got some people, they get mad at the path. Oh, why you going to do that for? You shouldn't even be doing that right now. You know what I'm saying? They already putting that negativity and that ill will out there before you even explain why you doing it.
Well, I agree with that 100%, but I think we're speaking to the actual phrase of you not having the explanation. If you got an explanation, you know what's happening. Of course, you're gonna wish them good. I mean, not everybody. I agree with you on that. But then you could say you could judge it as if they either hating or they being supportive. But if the person don't even know, which is that's the issue with me. You're not saying nothing. Then how you even know to wish them good luck or not? It's like if somebody going to college, they just drop out. Would you say I'm happy? If you got a son or a daughter, they going to college, they just drop out one day. Would you just say I'm happy on your new journey? If you don't even know, if they don't know what I'm gonna say?
You know what I'm gonna say? Whatever you got planned, I hope it work out. Just like that. Whatever you got planned, I hope it works out. Because obviously for you to obviously for you to drop out, you must be got a plan.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta have a plan.
We find out a lot of times. We find out a lot of times in life when it's too late that what people say, people ain't saw all the telltale signs that something was going on with this person. All the things changing. Why did they even ask them a question? So I mean, if people around you are making a drastic decision, you're saying, hey, whatever you got planned, it is what it is. It ain't that easy to say that when you're in a relationship with somebody or you're tied to somebody like a mentor or their success or something. Just saying, hey, whatever you got going, it is what it is.
Sometimes it is. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Sometimes it is. Once you done dealt with so many people, and it's like, hey, look, you know what? I can't worry about what you're doing. I got my own stuff going on or whatever. Hey, look, whatever you doing, I hope it work out. Just like that. And you just leave it at that.
So you're saying that's your answer to a long-term relationship if it's you personally. If you with a woman 5-6 years and she just say, I'm out. You married, right?
Yeah, I'm married.
All right, so perfect.
I can't keep that. Okay.
So tomorrow, you wake up in the morning, your woman send you a text. Don't even say to your face, hey, I just had to change of heart and I just want to do something different. It ain't you, it's me, I'm out. You're telling me you just say, hey, that's just how life works? It's that simple for you?
Okay, at the age of 41, at the age of 41, you can't hold that woman hostage. Me and my wife talk about this. Yo, you want to leave? I can't make you stay. That's your decision. Whatever you got planned or whatever you're doing.
I ain't saying make a mistake. I say be okay with not being the answer.
No, I ain't saying make a mistake. I'm just like, yo, if that's what you want to do, I can't keep you here. I'm not making you stay here. So if that's what you want to do.
So you have no questions or concerns or anything about what's going on. You just say it is what it is.
Hey, like I say, at the age of 41, you learn.
Okay.
You know what? I'm not going to stress myself out about it. Yeah, I'm not going to stress myself out about it. I promise you.
I feel you.
I understand what Matt getting at. Like some people, man, like to tell them that you moving off or whatever it is, and you don't give them an explanation. Most people are triggered because they just automatically start thinking that they're the problem. So it's like to ease their mind, like the recipient of the information, they want to hear like what it is that I've done, like what happened, what is this, like what was the problem, what went wrong. I get what he's trying to say.
Yeah, but for me personally, because I heard Izzy and Will say that, for me personally, it's not even a fact that I did something wrong. I don't even think I did nothing wrong. If I don't have nothing to go by, I don't know what it is. You know, I don't know what the hell is going on.
No. I get what you're saying, but most people they jump to assume. Like they assume if you say they exited them, they're assuming that they did something wrong. They don't usually give you the credit that you just outgrew them. They look at it as what did I do wrong? You get what I'm saying? Most people take it as a personal attack.
I heard a few of y'all say that. That's why I brought it up. I agree that most people do that, but me, I don't even think that it's me. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's you. I don't know if it's me. I don't know if something tragedy happened to a family member or something. I don't know what happened. I just know it's just a drastic decision overnight.
So what happens if it is you though?
I mean, if I feel it's me, I would actually feel more closure. I mean, now I'm to the point like how y'all are, maturity. I wouldn't care now because I know that life just gonna have twists and turns like that. But at that point where I did care, I would actually feel more closure knowing it's me that I don't know nothing. Because there's nothing to learn from it where you don't have no idea what the heck happened.
Yeah. Nate, man, what you think about that? Why do you think people typically take it so personally to heart, man, when you just let them know, like, listen, man, it ain't you, man. It's just me. I got to get up out of here, man. Why you think people take it so hard, the reception?
I think people are so sensitive when someone says, it's not you, it's me, because that's basically your partner telling you, I'm going to still go be a freak, but I'm going to let you know I'm going to still go be a freak.
Wait a minute. Wait.
Doing that.
Nate, hold on, man. I ain't necessarily mean that they telling you because they gonna hold around, Nate.
It's like them being nice and saying like, hey, I'm gonna go do that, but it's not me, it's you. Just to get away so they can continue to go do that.
But it could be other. I mean, no. Now listen, that could be true, but it could be other things too, Nate. Like they could have literally just evolved more than you.
Hey, Nate, how old are you?
27.
Okay, at that age, that's what it was. Think about it. When I was that age, that's what it was.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start an argument, and it's your fault, just so I can go out in the street and do what I want to do, because that's what we was doing at the time.
Pretty much.
I ain't know, man. That's a drastic conclusion, but it is what it is.
I feel that's where I feel them where we coming from though.
I mean, I get it. I get it. I mean, it is an extreme, alternative to jump to. But I get it. That's why I say I don't disagree. I think that could be the case for some people. They could literally just mean it.
People get so sensitive about it because they know, because the person is telling them, and they don't know what to do because, like Matt said, they don't know if it's them. Like they don't know what to do, but they're telling them.
And it's also too. If you say, example, you got a close knit family or you got friends. I know this don't apply to you, KJ, because you move individual. But like, say example, you care about other people's opinions. You don't even have an answer to your mom. Like, what happened to your wife or what happened to your fiance? Like, I don't know. She just got it one day. People look at you like you full of shit. Like you ain't telling them something, and you like, I honestly don't have a clue. So you don't even have an explanation.
That's when you gotta hit them. You gotta hit them with the. It wasn't me. It was them.
But don't even make that person look crazy, because they be like, how bad was it that she just got up and just left? it make the person that got left seem like people speculate. People do that all the time. Like, yo, you don't know nothing that happened.
That's true. That is true. People do that.
You must be. What did you do that made her just left? That don't typically happen like that. And people look at you like it's something you did wrong if there's no answer to it. Or they look at you like you lied, you just want to save face or protect something for her. It creates a lot of confusion between even the people around you.
And it could be one or all of the above too, because a lot of people do it. A lot of people don't want to make the person look bad, so they do try to save face.
Exactly, yeah. So you don't even give the person an answer to even. I gotta tell my mama asked me what happened to her daughter-in-law. She just woke up one day and just went. And she said she was done. She gonna look at me like I did something that I just think ain't know I did.
Hey Matt, no lie, like 2018, me and my wife split, right? She didn't have to explain it to me. I already knew what it was because we was like this. I was at work. I heard they pulled the U-Haul up to the house. She packed up all her shit and hauled ass. You understand what I'm saying? So what you want me to do about it?
Damn.
But you knew what it was, though.
Yeah, I knew what it was. Yeah, I knew what it was. It was just. It was.
I'm on the point. I'm on the point of what the question was, as far as that you don't know. You're more on the point of just not even pursuing, as far as you know what it is, but you're not even trying to make it work. I'm not even talking about making it work part.
No, I'm gonna tell you like this.
It's just a difference between knowing and not knowing. I think it's hurtful to tell somebody that you exited and then they're just clueless. It's a big difference though, from like Will said. Like if you know, it's not as impactful because you do know why. You know why they packing. You know why they exited. But if somebody just say if he was at work and like say she hit him with a text and be like, "Yo, I'm out," and he don't even know what is she talking about. That would have him all unfocused at work. He don't know what's going on because he was like, "Yo, what the hell is this about?" He want to take a break. He want to call her. Like, what the hell are you talking about? Like, it's different when you don't know. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's
somebody coming to school. That's like the principal coming to you while you in school and they say, "Hey, we expelling you for the whole year." And you're like, "What happened?" They're like, "Don't even worry about that. Just get your shit and don't even come back to school no more. Don't even worry about that."
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Hey, but I'm gonna tell you like this: 41 years old. Me and Kev friends. Kev say, "Hey, I don't want to be your friend no more." All right, then forget it. Just like that.
Yeah, I mean, we got to be a maturity point now.
I think it's easy. Well, I ain't gonna say it's easier because it depends on the person. I ain't gonna say that because I was about to say I think it's a little easier to let. But then again, like I said, it just depends on the person. Because some people it's harder to let the friends go than it is the relationships. Some people it's easier to let the relationships go than the friendships. So, I mean, I guess it really depends on the individual.
Yeah.
So check this out, Casey. Remember the court case I was talking about the kid and the brother and the dad? I'm gonna use that for Will. You'll know what I mean when I bring it up. So Will, you got kids?
Yeah, I got kids.
So if your kids, what's your oldest? How old is your oldest child?
She be 21 in November.
All right, perfect. So if on her 21 birthday, you hit her up and she don't even answer, and then she just go ghost, and then like a couple,
that ain't nothing new.
You can't get it. Okay, so you probably used to this. I got you.
Yeah.
So y'all probably had that relationship. So let's say months and months pass, and then you just hear from the grapevine that she just started a new life. She ain't got nothing else to say to you. It's nothing else to be talked about, and you did your job. The relationship is over. You don't ask what the hell happened. Or you don't.
Okay,
you don't feel no.
Let me tell you. So let me tell you. Me and my daughter had that conversation last year, and I told her, I said, "You decide not to fool with me, I'm not gonna care." I said, "You know why? Because I did my job. I got you to 18. You're doing good, and that's it. You don't want to fool with me? Hey, I can look in the sky and say, God, I did my best, and that's it." So since you asked, my 15-year-old, I had to put her out because she didn't want to abide by my rules in my house. You understand what I'm saying? She went to go stay at her grandmother's house, right? I ain't heard from her in 2 years. You know what I'm saying? It don't bother me because I did my job, plain and simple. So I can't say. Huh?
I say it's kind of hard for me to trick you into one of these questions because you done dealt with.
No, you can't. Nah, I'm at that point.
Conversation. Yeah, you done had a lot of those conversations already in your life.
Yeah,
so.
I'm at that point. Like I didn't. Yeah, Exactly. Yep.
All right, I got a question.
So I don't sit there. I don't worry about it.
Now we're gonna approach this from another angle. This is the next question. Are we afraid to be alone? Because sometimes people don't want to get into the saying goodbye because they're afraid to just simply be left alone. So sometimes you don't want to let that friend go because you be like, damn, man, if I ain't got my friend, you don't feel like your personal self is sufficient enough to carry on. Or even within a relationship, some people don't feel like damn, if I lose you, because some people when they approach relationships, some people do look at them as lifelong type of vision. It's like they see themselves like when they look at you, they see the next couple years with you. So when you typically tend to withdraw yourself, it's like, damn, hold up now. I done saw the next 5, 10 years with you. Now you eliminating yourself out the question. They're kind of afraid to just be left alone. So what y'all think about that? Are people afraid of being alone? Nate, talk to me, man. What you think?
Truth be told, I say yes. People are afraid to be alone. Am I? No. But I feel like a lot of people only get into relationships so they don't have to be alone.
I agree.
Yeah.
Izzy, what you think? Are people afraid of being alone?
Of course. I think like as humans, I'm kind of going into like, like our DNA and like who we are as people, but like usually we have like a social inclusion need that needs to be filled. I'm pretty sure it's like on the hierarchy of needs, but it's part of our human nature to want to be included and like, feel like okay, I have a home, I have like a tribe, I have like people like I can like trust and abide by, like or even protect. So I think that like just based off of our nature, we need to like feel like included and like being alone kind of means that you're like an outcast and no one wants to feel left out, truth be told.
Willie, what you think, man? You think like some of us we just afraid to be alone, man. What you think about that?
I think really it's all about you knowing you. And Izzy, no disrespect, I think that's more of a woman thing. Because the first thing a man thinks is, oh, I'm about to get out here and smash everything. But it's some people. But then you got some people who ain't scared to be alone. Like I need to take this time for myself. I got to figure myself out because I've been doing this so long that I need to really think about what I'm doing before I get into the next situation, if it's the next situation.
So like, Will, I don't disagree with you, but I done met some brothers, man. They're afraid of being alone.
Yeah, I think that's
Oh
both
yeah.
ways.
Yeah, I done met some brothers, man, that don't exit because they don't know how to maneuver without that woman.
You're right. You're right. You're right.
It's some brothers out here, man. They're afraid to be alone as well.
And I'm gonna say this too, like I feel like people like men are afraid to be alone, just even based off the fact that yes, I guess you can say like what I said originally could apply to women, but how is it that if you're not afraid to be alone, how come you still stay in the relationship and still cheat? You still want to be with that same person, but you still want to. You can't have your cake and eat it too. But yet, because they don't want to be alone,
we're gonna try that. And if we get the opportunity, we're gonna try that. Yeah, I could do this on the side, and then I still go home to this, and it is what it is, or whatever, right? But some of it, and I had a conversation with somebody today. I feel like some of that is ego. I want to be the man. Yeah, I feel like the man. I'm doing this here and I'm doing this there, or whatever the case may be. But then on the same token, if you get single right now, 9 times out of 10, a man gonna be like, yo, I'm going to Miami, we going here, we going to do this, that, and the third. Plain and simple. And I just think, and it's like I say, like Kev said, it is some men that, scared to be alone. I just feel like, and I'm only speaking this from experience, because I done seen some women who just jump real bad. They go from this one to this one to this one to this one, and there's no time in between.
And sometimes the cheating is not an ego thing. Like there are situations, man, where a person is simply torn in between the two. That was a song too. I can't remember Shorty's name. But sometimes people are just torn in between the two. Sometimes you got certain aspects that you fell in love with this woman or man, and then you got other aspects that are different, but you fell in love with this woman or man, and you just can't separate it because you fell in love with them both. And it still comes to be a point of being afraid of being alone, but sometimes that cheating is not always an egotistical thing. Sometimes it's just he fell in love with both. I know some people might not think that's possible.
Can you really fall in love with two?
You absolutely can. Because it's the same concept of saying that, because I know you said on the podcast before, you've been married more than once. If you was able to fall in love with one woman and then you was able to fall in love with another woman, how is it impossible to love two at the same time?
I'm just thinking it'd be hard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, it would be hard to manage the situation, but it wouldn't be hard to love them both. I mean, because that's the emotional side. So you can be in love with them both, but I definitely think it would be difficult to manage. Like you probably ain't gonna be able to manage no situation like that. Because I'm pretty sure them women ain't about to deal with a polygamistic relationship. So
yeah.
So Matt, I know you ain't answered the question yet. What do you think about this, man? Are we afraid to be alone?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree with everybody. Everybody made good points. I can agree with everybody. I think it's more so, I do agree with Will on this part. Even though it's both, I think it's more so women are afraid to be alone because, as they get older, their options decrease. I think men are more so afraid of routine being changed. Like we develop a routine. Men hate to see, like they get used to things being a certain way. Like I'm coming home, my kid's gonna be there, my wife is gonna be there, this is gonna be like this. And we don't like the feeling of starting over now, having to go back out there, meet another female, having to be out there dating again, having to be doing things different. So I think that's why sometimes also a man will cheat, because even if he's not in love, let's say that he's not in love with that woman that's at home, he still don't want that routine, his life being changed, or that routine being changed. He still want to know I'm coming home, that wife is there. I know them kids gonna be here at this time. I'm used to telling them to go to bed. I'm used to hearing their voice in the morning. So I think we fall more in love with routine than the fear of being alone. I've dealt with that situation. Like when I didn't want to let a female go, it wasn't necessarily I was afraid of being alone. It was I got to meet a new female. I got to be trusting a new female to sleep beside. I got to be bringing somebody to my home. These conversations are different. Now I got to go spend more money out there at the bar, meeting a female, going to a lounge or something. It's like we fall in love with routine more so than just the fear of being alone.
Yeah, but I agree with you. And sometimes that can still be the same thing though. Like you being so accustomed to that routine also is because you don't want to break the routine and be alone. That you gotta keep someone there. That's why I said so. I mean, it could be both. It could actually correspond back to being alone because your routine is so generated around having a woman beside you. To let a woman go could also be why you doing it, because you scared to be alone, and being alone would actually tear down your routine as well.
Yeah.
So. We kind of touched on it a little bit when I asked the pop-up question, but do y'all believe that some people don't say goodbye because they are simply afraid of damaging the other person? I know we talked a little bit about the reception, about why some people feel different, but now we're talking about the person upon who have to deliver the message. So we talk about the recipient side. Let's talk about the person who has to deliver the message. Like, do you think sometimes they don't want to say goodbye because they don't want to damage the individual that they are involved with, friendship or coupleship or family members? I mean, sometimes people be like, yo, I just don't want to hurt them. What y'all think about that? Matt, talk to me, man. What you think?
Oh, I definitely agree with that. I think it could be more so in a lot of situations as well, because a lot of times, even though you want to say goodbye, you still love that person, and that person really cares about you. So they really care about you. They're in love with you. They vision their whole life with you. Y'all done had them conversations. They want you ain't they will, you know what I'm saying? Y'all done had kids together, their life is tied to you. So yeah, of course, I definitely feel that way. I think that what holds a lot of people back. You know, they wait years and years and years, and then eventually they can't take it. And that could also play into the fact them saying it's me, not you. Because it could a lot of times it comes from holding stuff in, and now they get to the point where I just got to get out this, and it's not even an explanation because I don't want to hurt the other person. But I think that's definitely an impact on it, especially when you're in love with that person. You want to protect them. So that'll go into you having a side woman or a side dude, playing the field, because you may find this emotional attachment over here, but you still have that respect for your significant other not to hurt them. That's how I look at it.
Cool. Will, what you think, man? You think a lot of people sometimes, man, we don't make the exit because we're afraid to hurt the other person. What you think?
I think it depends on who's the person. Your relationship with the person. Meaning that if you ended it on good terms, you might want to watch how you say things and how you do things. But if it end on bad terms, you might not give a damn. And you just might go all the way and just be cold with it.
Yeah.
I think more so it's really dependent on that for me.
But even sometimes with that, a lot of times when people go into them situations, they still have that level of resentment. Say if you got into it with a person and y'all hit that whole "fuck you, motherfucker, I don't care about it now. I wish this would happen to you." Boom, 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 boom. But then, in hindsight, later on thinking about it, they be like, "Damn, man, I shouldn't have said that. I really wish that I didn't say this to them." Sometimes they still care. I mean, they might not care in the moment because they're heated, but there's a lot of times in hindsight, they didn't think back on the damage they could have caused.
I think about when you make that statement just now too. I also think about like going back to the first question. It kind of tied it into this when we were speaking about the woman or the man not saying it's me, not you. I do believe a lot of times that is to protect the other person from having to explain it. Because if you go back to what we just said just now, a lot of times you fall in love with two people and you're leaving somebody, you would have to then explain that I'm leaving you because the situation has been going on for a certain time being. A lot of times it causes more damage. They feel like it causes more damage if I actually explain why I'm leaving than actually just not saying anything. Because sometimes they go back into it, hey, our last 5 anniversaries, I ain't been happy. Our last this, I've been sleeping around for the last 3-4 years. You know what I'm saying? The money you gave me for this, I really been going on a trip with this other dude sometimes when I was going on a girls trip. So sometimes you actually have to, go deeper to explanation.
That's a lot. God damn. Hey, listen, that's a lot. God damn. That will hurt. God damn. The last 4-5 anniversaries? That's 5 years. God damn. That'll hurt. I can definitely see. Oh, man. I can definitely see that hurt.
It ain't you. It's me.
I get it.
Hey, but let me ask you something though, right? If you come at somebody that you really not getting along with, do you really care about them?
If I'm not getting along with them, yeah, I believe you cannot be getting along with somebody and definitely care about them. Is that the question you mean in the X?
More so of, yo, you know what? I can't fuck with you no more. So, like, do you really care about that person once it gets to that point? We have a bad falling out.
Most of the time you're saying that because you care about them. Most of the time the harshest shit come out because there's a connection there. Most of the time if there's no connection there, a lot of people don't even say all those harmful things. The most harmful things come out when you do care about the person.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
So to answer your question, Willie, I think you can. I think you can care about a person, but understand that you just can't deal with the way that they rocking. So it goes back into like the concept of like outgrowing a person. Just because you outgrow somebody don't mean you don't necessarily don't care about them. So they could have been rocking or maintaining the way that you be like, yo, you know what, dog? I can't fuck with your lifestyle and the way that you operate. I can't fuck with you no more. Only because I'm talking about the lifestyle in which that you live in. Now that don't mean that I don't care about you because I can't fuck with your lifestyle. I'm just showing you that, listen, I respect you choosing to walk a separate path, and I'm letting you know that we not aligned. So I'm gonna have to go this other direction. But I don't think that is a direct attack at the fact that they care about you. I think the fact that you even taking the time to tell them that shows that you care, personally.
Exactly.
Nate, what you think, man? You think we're afraid of damaging the other person?
Speaking from experience, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so you don't hold on to a couple of them chicks because you ain't want to hurt their feelings. That's what you're saying?
Some things are just better left unsaid.
But you eventually have to say it anyway at some point.
I don't know now, man. You know, these young cats got this thing called ghosted now. So these motherfuckers are vanished like fucking Castle. They don't say nothing. So, I mean, you don't eventually have to say nothing. Nowadays, they say they ghost cats.
I don't have to say anything, but at the same time, it goes back to what we were talking about, how some people grow up and some people don't. If they really felt some type of way about it, they would come and address me about it.
Yeah, and I was basing my answer based on you made the statement of them not leaving because they don't want to hurt the other person. So they not leaving. Option. Yeah.
Cause I do think like in the realm of ghosting somebody. Now I would say with like kind of off of what Will say, like, excuse me, if a person was to straight up ghost you, I do think that is the realm of a person not caring for you. I think if a motherfucker choose to exit and they don't say nothing, they're not even willing to give you an explanation or a conversation, and it's supposed to be somebody that y'all really, really care for, I think that's a sign of somebody really not rocking with you like that. Because that's crazy to think that we could really, really care for each other and you would vanish without saying nothing. That is crazy.
I think that's a possibility, but I also think a person can be overcome with shame too. If they did
I mean, listen, whatever your reasons is, it is what it is, but that doesn't take away
from don't respect that other person. They definitely don't respect that other person. But I think
that's what they care about the person. I definitely agree with that. I definitely think that they don't. I mean, whatever your reasons are, I mean, they're your reasons. Mm-hmm. I don't argue what somebody's reasons is for doing it, but I definitely think that's a respect issue.
What if they respect them so much that they actually did that though?
That's crazy to me. I mean, I hear you, but that's crazy that you got that much respect for me. You don't even you're not even gonna say nothing to me. You just gonna vanish. That's crazy to me. I mean, listen, I ain't saying it's impossible, but I find that to be quite crazy that if me and you've been close and we've been rocking, we fuck with each other, that you just gonna disappear and don't say nothing to me. I'm like, damn, what happened to him? It's like a mystery. Like you just vanished from the face of the earth. You really, really deal with me and you would leave me hanging, wondering, because I'm wondering now, what happened to you? Because I'm not even thinking that something was wrong. I'm trying to figure out, like, yo, was he killed? Was he in jail? Like, what happened to you? So if you really care, you will leave me with all this wonder, trying to figure out what the world happened to you, but you can't tell me? That's kind of crazy to me. I don't know. I can't see that.
I guarantee you after a while, you're going to stop wondering. You're going to be like, you know what?
I mean, after a while, but we talking about the initial action, though. But I agree. After a while, you let it go after a while. You ain't going to hold on. But the initial action, I don't know. I find that to be kind of weird.
And I think even if you let it go, that's one of them questions that'll always be unanswered. And you'll be 80 years old. You won't still be worried about it or thinking about it. When you think back on the moments of your life, that question, questions. Have you ever had that happen when you think about certain stuff? It's always those unanswered questions. It don't bother you, but always like, I wonder what happened with this person. Even certain things we went to school with somebody. You be like, I wonder what happened with this person. What happened with their life? So if somebody actually was with you and they just ghost you, that'll always be an unanswered question. It might not bother you, but it'll definitely be an unanswered question.
I ghost a lot of people, but that doesn't mean I don't feel the same way I do when I met them. I'm busy living life. They're busy living life. Nothing changed.
I think that's more of a new thing.
No, that goes back to being alone. That goes back to them feeling like they need me to say something to them when nothing's wrong. Like for real.
Because I understand you, and I know how reserved you hold yourself, and I know how you are more within your solitude, I get why you say that.
Well, yeah, that's the thing.
I totally understand it because I know you. But for most people,
I know.
I don't really think it comes off that way.
So you
Okay,
telling me?
okay.
So Nate, because when I say ghost people, I'm not talking about just ghosting the random. And I don't know your life. I'm not talking about just ghosting the random person. You say you and Izzy close. So one day she just don't fall off the face of the earth. You know she's still alive. You know she's doing well. She just no contact. Don't want to say nothing to you. It's over with. Life goes on.
Izzy, when's the last time we talked?
We literally low-key like ghosted each other after we met like maybe like 2-3 weeks ago.
Do you feel any type of way about me?
Nah, not really.
Neither do I.
3 weeks is different than, I mean, it's a
Neither do I. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Though.
I think it's younger. I mean, they both 27. So I mean, I might be a little too old. I might just be a little too old.
Because he got his life, she got her life. He got his life, she got her life, and they both understand that. So you gotta respect that. You know what I'm saying? If they happen to like talk to each other, then that ain't got nothing to do with age, man. It's just how things is now.
No, it do got something to do. It do got something to do with age. I'm gonna tell you why. Because we were raised, like if you go back to our time frame, we were more raised on that respect thing and addressing things, especially as men. You know what I'm saying? Definitely as men, that was a big thing coming up. Nowadays, it don't seem like that's a big thing. Like anybody can just not explain stuff. People don't even look you in your eye no more when they talk to you, these young kids. So I mean, it's definitely a generational gap. Because I remember that being preached to us a lot about, hey, if you make a decision, stand by your decision. Be a man and let that person know what's going on. Or step up to that man if you got an issue with him. A lot of the stuff was always preaching nowadays, and that's not really, it seems like the younger generation, that ain't a thing no more. It's like, hey, if you don't rock with nobody, just move on.
Yeah, that's a
hold on. So Kev, I come to work tomorrow and I don't say nothing to you. You need an explanation? You gonna feel some type of way?
Because automatically you ain't saying that. I'm gonna just assume you bothered by something. Now,
why would you think that?
Weeks and you ain't saying something, I'm gonna be like, hey, well, you good? Like I'm gonna still be like, yo, you good? You know what I'm saying? I would still check on it. I'm not gonna sit and let it linger. Because first of all, if somebody comes around and they do something abnormal, right? Like if we talk all the time, we say, "What's up, man?" We talk all the time, and then all of a sudden the day comes and you don't say nothing. I'm not gonna press the issue then. I'm gonna be like, okay, he might be got something on his mind. He might be got a little something on his heart. So I wouldn't say nothing at all. But if another week go by, I'm like, damn, yo, he ain't said nothing to the boy in about a week. I would then ask you, like, yo, you straight? You know what I'm saying? I would still check into that. Like, yo, let me know what it is. I'm not going to sit here and try to hold you to nothing. Because listen, I one of them people, I could have been like, yo, Will, you good? And you could have been like, yo, Kev, I don't fuck with you no more. I would have been like, oh, okay. And then I would just step back. Because now I understand. You took your distance because for whatever reason, I don't even need to know the reason. But I know now.
You don't need explanation, right?
That's what I'm saying. I don't need it, but I do know that you fell back because you don't fuck with me no more. That's different though. I can respect that. I don't need you to explain why you don't fuck with me. So if you were to tell me, I'm like, oh, okay, I get it. That's different though. But this ghosting thing, that's a little different though. That this whole you just did like that. I don't listen, man. That's a dishonorable notion to me. I just don't.
But that's the time and the age we in now. You know what I'm saying?
That's what we say.
I respect evolution, but I need people who are around me who at least got more respect for communication. Because I believe communication rules the nation that we live in. And if we can't talk, what is it that we have? So if someone just going, because you came in with communication, I don't understand why would one exit without communication. That's weird to me. But I mean, I'm not knocking those who walk the path. I can respect it. I personally just feel it's a dishonorable notion.
Well,
yeah, and if you ghost me, you can never ever return in my life ever again.
Yeah, but it's one of those things.
Because I'm big on communication. That's a wrap.
I'm giving people their space. That's all it is. I'm just giving people their space. You live your life. I live my life. Space.
I'm not. Nate, I get it. I get it.
And that's a big problem. That's a big problem in relationships today. You're not supposed to get into a relationship to change someone. You're supposed to get in a relationship and be yourself.
But if their self, but if their self was working, if their self was having conversations and building with you for the last 10 years, them ghosting you would actually be them not being themselves.
That's what I'm saying. If you're talking about a person, right? If you're talking about, okay, I mean, we family, but let's say if me and you, we rock all the time. We hanging out together. We doing this. We having these conversations. We building. And then all of a sudden, you just disappear. That don't register. You mean to tell me you just look at that and I'm just giving you space? That's crazy. You mean to tell me we sitting around here building, we talking, all this other stuff, and that's just, I'm just giving you space. What the hell?
Sometimes it's me giving them space, or it's me taking the space for myself.
No, I get it.
No, but you got no respect for the other person.
But that is a respect thing, though.
Because some of these people.
Wait, Matt, before you dive in first, let me make this real quick. Like, what if my relationship with you was a therapeutic type of relationship? I know I can come to my little brother and build with you, and my times I talked with you meant everything to me. And then you ghosted me. You literally took away something that was pivotal to me because I depended on my relationship of talking with you. You can't tell me now I gotta receive it in that fashion. If I believe this, that's just you just giving me space. What if me being able to keep my peace in relationships, I might not spazzing on my children's mother or spazzing on somebody else, or what if my dealings with you literally kept me grounded, and then you just took away the ground from me?
You missing the part that he said.
That's crazy to me.
If that's the case, I wouldn't go nowhere.
But that's what I'm saying. But see, that's what I'm saying. You might not know how pivotal or how strong of a point you are to that other person. So when you say ghost, it's like you're making an assumption, I'm just giving you space, but you're not actually aware of how important you were to the other person.
I see what you're saying.
That's why I'm saying that, because you just don't know. You could have been something that grounded the other person. If you just said something like, I'm just giving you space, you could have literally destroyed them in the process.
It's the principle of the respect. I got it.
Yeah. That's why I said you at least owe them a level of respect to tell them that. Listen, I need some time. I got to disappear. I got to go to the monastery. You know what I'm saying? Let me I got to go to the monastery for about a year. I'm just letting you know, you ain't gonna hear from me a while. I got to go up here. I got to get my monk on with the rest of the cats. Like, if you at least owe somebody that decision of telling them I'm taking a break. I think that's crazy to me to exit without nothing. That seems pretty dishonorable to me. I don't know.
But let me
it's
ask
me.
It's honorable to you, but that's just moving cold, and that's just how I can be sometimes. Not even doing it intentionally. Sometimes I don't even know I'm doing it.
Oh, I mean, I get it. I don't believe you're wrong for it. I mean, I get it. Damn, that's just crazy. That just seems like
I think you missing a spot out what he said though. He takes his own space. So let's say back to your example, and you maybe he's the ground for you. So he's taking all your issues and all your problems, top of his own problems. Sometimes you gotta take that space.
I don't disagree with that. That's why I said that's the only thing I'm saying is to tell a person you exited. That's it. I'm not saying you owe them the explanation of why. You just say, yo, I'm taking a break so people don't have to worry about what is with you. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not saying that, like, if he's taking his own space, that's cool. Nobody's going to say, hey, man, I don't give a fuck about what you got going on. You need to be here for me. I'm not saying that. But at least let me know what it is that you're doing. So if you're saying you're taking space for you, I'm not going to place myself above you. I understand you got to build and develop yourself as well. But you at least owe the person the response of, yo, I'm taking a break. You don't have to dive into why you're doing it. But you at least owe them the initial transparency of, I need to go on my own journey. At least that is what I'm saying. Yeah, I think you at least owe people transparency, dog. You don't have to be completely vulnerable with me, but you at least owe a nigga some transparency. That's kind of crazy, dog. You ain't even give them some transparency.
And a lot of times when it comes down to a relationship, like how y'all use the phrase of building. A lot of times when the person just goes to the other person, a lot of the person's life and their future was based on what they're going to do building with that person. So they don't even know how to move forward now because they don't even know if this person is coming back. If they don't, it changes that you alter their life by just
Nah,
go
but
through.
what people,
It's a pause there.
but no one understands is the reason why I'm ghosting so much is so I can grind and get all that.
No, I don't care
Bring it
what
back
I don't
to-
care what you're doing. It just get the other person respect. What about the respect I got? What about
Yeah, just let them know. There's
There's
nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with you doing that. Just at least let them know. Be like, yo, listen, I got to get to my grind. I'm going to holler at you in maybe a couple years. That's fine, but you got to at least let them know something. I just don't understand this whole thing about just not saying nothing. That's crazy to me.
But what would feel better, a surprise of me coming back with like all this, or you already knowing I'm coming back with all this? You gonna?
But I
treat me
don't
like-
know you coming back if you don't disappear. How the hell I know you
It's
coming back?
kinda
Matter of fact, I don't even know if you alive. You just disappeared. I don't even know if you alive. You could have got killed. I don't even know you alive. You just vanished.
All you need to know is this.
crazy, yo.
All you need to know is this. I am your little brother. So yes, I'm alive.
I get the dynamics if we do me and you, but we're talking about like the general perspective of just people in general, like a basic friendship or a basic coupleship. There still needs to be some transparency there, though. I mean,
That's
of course,
something-
I would know if something happened to you because me and you are literally related. I can call many of family members and be like, "Yo, Pop,
And say,
what's going on with that dude?" You know what I'm
That's
saying? Like we can
something-
easily
that's something-
talk that, but I'm talking about for people who don't have those connections.
Yes.
And say
And
like
that's
this-
something
and
I
say-
need to work on though.
and say it like this, Nate, because I think it's like a generational gap too. It's a little different between you, like how you said you were Izzy, because I think a lot of young people, a lot of young people I know, they go into relationships looking at it as temporary anyway. So a lot of people don't take things serious. So when it happens, I can see it don't affect a lot of younger people, like say example, people that are older or they really big on building with a person. So if you with a chick or you with a dude, and y'all hanging out every other day, eating, talking about life, and all of a sudden you just disappear. Their life and their routine has been altered with no explanation, with no sense of direction how to move now. That's how I look at it. That's just crazy.
I hear what you're saying.
Hey, Matt.
I hear what you're
Hey,
saying,
Matt.
but God works in mysterious ways.
Oh. Everything is
What is
ordained.
that? Is that cold for you being full of shit?
No. That's just
Hey, Nate, I get it, Nate. I get it. I see my phone ringing. If I don't feel like being bothered, I'm not answering. And I don't owe nobody an explanation.
Listen, man, I understand when we throw these cliches around, we love to throw them around, and sometimes those are cop-out cliches. We understand God working mysterious ways. What the fuck that got to do with you having respect for me to tell me you just exited, my dude?
Yeah, that's it. What they got to do with that? Yeah.
What the fuck that got to do with you telling me you
Nobody
exited, my nigga?
cares about you exiting. It's the fact.
Yeah, it's not a problem
Like,
of why you exited. I just want to know that you at least making the exit versus you just disappearing.
it's the
It's not a
principle.
big deal about why. Like we're getting caught. It's not about the why you choosing to take your break. I'm trying to figure out, nigga, is you taking a break or did you just vanish? Or, like, what is going on with you? That's my thing. I don't care why you doing it. You can say, Kev, man, I smoked a blunt last night and I decided I'm going to Mars. So you ain't gonna hear from me a while. I'm gonna say, damn, boy, you smoked the blunt, you going to Mars? I'm gonna say, cool, I understand. I'm not gonna battle you. I'm gonna say, yo, that nigga going to Mars. If you know, dad called me, like, yo, you talking to your brother? I'm gonna say, yo, that nigga went to Mars. You be like, yo, he might be like, yo, I just saw the nigga in the living room the other day. I'm like, listen, the nigga told me he went to Mars. I gave that nigga his space because he went to Mars. But at least I know you went to Mars. That's different than you just saying, yo, you not saying nothing. Like,
Yeah.
it's just
And
a different
let's get Izzy in here because I don't think she even answered yet. We've been on this joint like 25 minutes.
My bad. Izzy, go ahead, do your thing, man. The question was, you think people are afraid to damage other people?
Well, to put this really short, I feel like they are to an extent. and there's like, I feel like there's like certain prerequisites that come with this. They only feel like, bad for damaging people if, they respect that person. Maybe they hold like a certain weight in their life. Or, maybe certain parents. I don't know. Like, it just depends on like the dynamic you guys had before you like left or exited. So if like that person wasn't really like, someone really that was in and out, that didn't have like, any detrimental effects in your life, I don't really think so. Cause then, you can't, I don't think like you have the capacity to really feel that way about everybody, because everybody comes and goes. But I think if you have like a certain like, time spent with someone at a certain love and a respect, I think that, yeah, you are afraid of damaging them to an extent.
Okay, cool. So I only got two more for us. We're gonna wrap this up.
You got me hot about that shit, Nate. I ain't gonna lie. You talk about how you go through. I'm a little pissed off about that.
Hey, look. Hey, as I was talking, hey, Matt, as I was talking, I was like, yo, we get off this live. I'm like, I might have to call this nigga. Y'all kind of feel a way about this conversation. Like, look, I'm
Nate,
gonna have to call this nigga on
Nate, don't answer the phone. Just ghost him. Don't answer the phone.
Hey. One more thing before you go to the next topic. It's gonna be pretty quick. It's also me and KJ real close, right? It's like if KJ just starts talking, it ain't even the fact that I'm worried about him. You actually cause that other person stress and worry. Come like, I hope my man doing all right. I hope he ain't got sick. I hope ain't no long-term event happen. I'm worried. I'm worried sick about what the hell is going on.
Yeah, like, because I care about you. I'm trying to figure out, yo, is you okay? That's really the reason of why I need to know. Like, I'm not saying I need to know for me. Like, for me on the side of me being hurt. I need to know because I'm worried about you. I'm like, yo, he disappeared. I ain't talked to him. Like, yo, now I'm calling people trying to figure out if is you okay. It's more so about you, not me.
God given, if I wake up to see the next day, all you need to know is I'm okay. And that rhymes.
But if you ghost him, we don't know. I don't know if you woke up to see the next day. How do I know? You ain't told me nothing. You ghosted me. You see how communication is important? Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
You making an assumption that we just know what you're doing, but you're not saying anything.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Will.
Nate, thank you for being a couple of shades darker. You know, you showing us
wait. Matt darker than hell. What are you talking about? He shared the same point of view.
Well, you trying to convert him. Matt was a little darker since the last time I seen him. I feel your brother, man. I'm like, yo, I might need some space. I need a second. I'm gonna be all right. I'm a big boy. I'll be all right. You ain't gotta worry about it. If you know me, you know my routine. I go to work and go home. That's it. Unless I'm in a car accident or somebody shoot the car up, I'm good. Just give me. I need a moment, and I don't owe nobody explanation.
But that's different though, because I'm like that as a person too. Like when you know you got a person who lives more within solitude, and you see that's one thing. But that's not the premise. We're talking about somebody who talks to all the time, and then all of a sudden you stop.
But that's what I was just about to say, though. But that's what I was just about to say. It seemed like with you and Nate, right? With Will and Nate, and some people.
Nah, but I should know better, though. I should know better.
But what I'm saying is, you said earlier, Nate, you do it all the time. So you said you and Izzy, when y'all met, y'all ghost each other sometimes. So it wouldn't hurt a person like you.
No, and don't get me wrong. Like, there's been times where, like, I've been like, Nathan, where have you been? Like,
yes,
what?
This is true.
Yeah,
and she gets in my ass.
About it. So what I'm saying is, you built up a reputation of doing it. Me and KJ talking about the person that they've never done this ever before. This is totally out their personality.
This is abnormal.
And they do it. It's an issue.
Yeah, I'm talking about an abnormal situation. Like if you go on your hiatus from time to time, that's not weird. Because I'm like, yo, he always get light, you know what I'm saying? He go do his own thing. He'll come back in a couple months. That's a difference. See, I wouldn't be worried if you disappear often. like how Matt said, we talking about somebody who, you ain't never went off on a hiatus before. We've been rocking and we've been building, and then all of a sudden, poof. No, you ain't answering no phone calls. No, we can't reach you.
All right. And I do that to see who I am dealing with as an individual. Are they going to think to themselves, man, he done ghosted me, he don't give a fuck about me, fuck him? Or are they going to be like, you know what, he's got his own problems, I'm gonna let him do him? Whether they talk to me again, that shows me what, if we leave off where we left off and things are the same, that shows me everything I need to know about that person without having to spend all that time with.
What kind of crazy young nigga talk is you doing?
What's so
kind of crazy? I respect it. I respect it. God, that's crazy.
I don't know.
All right, y'all, let's go through these things. Like I said, I got two more, man.
I think Will was trying to say something.
Oh, my bad, Will.
Yeah, Nick, what's your judgment today? Won't you know? If you don't talk to them, and then the minute you do talk to them, they pick back up. What's your feeling about them?
Yo, if we could pick up where we left off, like nothing even happened, cool. Let's keep going. But just know,
okay.
I might dip out again, and if I do, just know where we left off. That's where we gonna pick up from. I'm not.
So you don't like people aggravating you?
Nah.
Yeah, you don't like people aggravating you. I feel you.
I don't think Nate is building with anybody. He got to be dealing with people and just having random conversations or having a conversation about. You can't do that if you're building with somebody.
Oh no, I've done that with people that I know.
No, that ain't what I mean.
we talking about if you literally took your time and like you're really trying to grow with someone. If you're literally trying to grow with someone, the idea of just vanishing is crazy. If you're literally trying to grow with someone, I ain't talking about people you just communicate with. Like you just communicate when you just know them. I mean, it then don't mean nothing because there's really nothing there anyway. Might not want to admit it.
A lot of people today. I got nephews and shit like that, right? So a lot of people today, they meet people on TikTok or they meet people on Instagram and they smoke and just talk to each other every now and then. They ghost each other. That's a little different than somebody you genuinely are cool with and y'all build it together. So a lot of people meet each other. You might have a lot of smoker friends, Nate, and you might just decide to ghost one of them. That's a little different than what we're talking about, you know.
Yeah.
And listen, it might be foreign to me, man, because I got all my day ones. The same niggas I'm rolling with since elementary school, I got all of them. So it might be different for me to understand this concept because I got people who I literally grew up with. So the idea of vanishing on them seems crazy because we've been rocking since elementary and middle school. So it's weird to me, the idea of doing that. Now I can understand the new waves. Like I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Y'all are so temporarily with y'all relationships anyway.
What if you did vanish on them? Could they fend for themselves? Would things change? Like,
but that's not the point. The point is that's not what's questioned. It's not a question of can they fend for themselves. Like you vanishing on me is not a question of me can I fend for myself. Like I said, I'm worried about you. I'm not worried about can I walk forward. I'm worried about you. You disappearing is more so me worrying about where you are and is you okay? I got me. It's my concern for you that the vanishing triggers, not the other side.
I got it. I'm okay though.
So you saying that? So my thing is, he should be more. He should be number one. Should be letting you know that he needs some space rather than him worrying about himself.
I'm not saying that at all. He can get his space, but how? Listen, how hard is it just to say, "Hey, yo, I need space"?
It's not.
Why are we making it seem like you got to do something drastic to just tell somebody something? How hard would it be if he needs space? He don't even have to call me. He can just shoot me a text. Don't care if I need space. The end.
Yeah.
How hard is it just to tell somebody a simple statement? That's crazy to me.
Kev, you're right. Kev, you're right, but I do it on purpose because I'm your little brother, and.
But he ain't talking about that type of relationship, though.
I mean, listen, I know how secluded you are and how you move. Listen, I move with a level of solitude as well. Me and you got a lot of similar characteristics. So if we use the relationship of me and you, it's not foreign. That's why I said I understand when you say it because I know who you are.
Yeah.
I know you're more self-preserved and you don't think of it as more so to other people first. You think of it solely as you. I know you approach it from a selfish mentality.
Yeah.
I know that. So because I know you extremely selfish, I understand the lack of respect that's there as well. I get it. That's the difference. I got more respect than you carry it. That's the thing. So I understand you. I don't knock it because I know you. But I just want you to understand that is a level of disrespect that's there. But I know you don't care about that. So whenever I know people don't care, I'm not going to push you. I'm not about to push you or try to make you form to anything. I get it. But no,
it's not that I don't care. It's more so that I know it's gonna get on your nerves, and that's why.
And even when you explain ghosting, Nate, it ain't even exactly ghosted because like when people say they got ghosted, this person it ain't no coming back. This person typically has walked that person's life and it's over with. You know, this is the difference. Then you going through a situation and say something happened to a close family member, and you just ain't calling people for a couple weeks or a couple months. Even with that situation, that's different than if, say example, me and KJ stop talking, right? KJ, and I don't call you for a few weeks. That's different than you're calling me, you're texting me, and I'm not responding. You know what I'm saying? Because now I'm looking at you texting me and calling me and not even saying nothing. I know that's gonna get you worried, and I'm just not responding at all. You asking me, hey, I'm worried about you, and I just don't say nothing. Because sometimes you might not just hit nobody up. I can see that happening with you going through some shit and you just ain't calling nobody in general. But if they calling you and they texting you, you know they looking for you, and you purposely ghosting them, that's crazy.
But that goes back to our conversation about, are people afraid to be alone? I'm not afraid to be alone. I enjoy being alone. That's where I find my happiness. I'm happier when I'm alone.
I'm the same way. That's why I said I understood you. That's why I said my concern comes more so not for me, because I love living in solitude. I love it. I am my best me. That's one of the reasons that even when we talk about marriage, I'm on this thing where I don't want another woman living in my house. I like being alone. I like my space. I am one of those people too. Me and you are like, bro. I'm like that as well. My concern is when someone goes to ghost, is more so for them, not me. That's why I say it's not a thing for me. I'll be okay. Listen, I can live alone. I built my life off being able to maintain alone before having to deal with others first. You know what I'm saying? So I get it.
Yeah, and that's something that I respect about you.
Yeah, see that part you don't have to explain to me. I totally understand that. All right, y'all. I got one more. I had to. We're gonna wrap this thing on up. So this is the question. Out of everything that we've been discussing, whether or not people want to be alone, whether or not they wanted to damage each other, whether or not people outgrow people, I want y'all to just tell me, instances. When is enough enough? For you personally. Tell me, whether you're dealing with a relationship, a friendship, family member, when is enough for you? When do you get to the conclusion where you like, you know what, I can say goodbye, and this is why I'm saying goodbye? So that's the question. When is enough enough? Final one. Izzy, we're gonna start with you, lady. Miss Lady, let's go. When is enough enough?
I think after a certain point, like, I feel like for me personally, I would say enough is enough when I feel like, the respect isn't just there. Like, you can love someone, you can, like, adore them, but if you don't respect anybody, or if you don't respect them, then it's gonna be like, okay, it's gonna start tearing away at my character, it's gonna start depleting me. I'm gonna start pouring myself into someone that doesn't really feel the same about me, that can't reciprocate that. So after a certain point, if you don't respect me, You know, I might like try to make things work, you know, just because like I guess that's like my nature. But again, if like, you know, it's gonna start wearing, the foundation of that relationship is gonna start like, you know, deteriorating if I feel like there's not respect level there. And this is like
Okay.
with parents, like relationships with anybody, you know.
Okay, across the board. Got you. Nate, for you, when is enough enough, man?
Enough is enough for me the moment someone lies to me.
So you saying a lie makes it enough enough? What if it's a little? What you know how people be saying
Personally,
white lie?
Everybody off.
personally,
Damn, boy, you gonna be alone like a motherfucker because niggas be
I was about to
lying.
say, boy.
not like there's a difference in like lying. Like if it's a lie that like
Is it the lie or is it more the intention?
the intention of lying to me.
Oh,
That's
okay.
when
It
enough.
ain't just a lie.
Yeah, that's when enough is enough. Like if you
Oh,
were to
okay,
lie about
I
me,
get you.
like I got you Taco Bell when you really got me McDonald's, I'm not gonna stress about that. But if you were to lie about me, like I was with my girlfriends when you were really with him, now we got a problem. So that's when like enough would be enough for me.
I feel it. Yo, Matt, what is enough, man?
I completely agree with Izzy. You know, she hit the nail right on the head. I was going to try to say the same thing. She said, I just would add to it. If you're a person that you like to like play a part in guide people a certain way, I would add when you exhaust all of your options. You know, when you played all the scenarios out of how you can impact this person and it's not working, and they actually not having no like respect for you, or I would definitely say, you know, it's time to just move on.
Okay. Yo, Will, talk to me, man. When is enough enough?
I got three things.
All right.
When the bad outweighs the good, when I don't see no forward progression in that person,
Mm-hmm.
and my last thing is when I just can't deal with you no more. I didn't try it enough, and that's just it. Other than that, I can work with it. But once one of them three happen, that's it for me.
So it could be just one. It don't have to be all three.
Nah, it don't got to be all three. Meaning,
Cool.
if this is 2022 and 2026, you still in the same spot. I can't fool with you because I know I'm not gonna be in the same spot. I'm gonna be doing something to better myself, no matter what, because you're supposed to do that every day. But if you still in the same spot, that means you're comfortable, and I can't get down with it.
Okay, cool.
And it's that simple.
So I mean, listen, I totally agree with the three that you gave. I definitely believe that. You know what I'm saying? There's no forward progression. If we see that we've clearly, traveled in two different paths, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, if we see that there's no way or form of even being able to communicate with each other, there's always gonna be communication first with me, because I believe that communication is the pivotal side. It's communication, and then it takes work. So whenever I see if there's no communication, and then of course if the people are not willing to work, I think that's when everything plays its part. But all right, man. Everybody, we made it through, man. I mean, it wasn't too painful, was it?
Nah,
Nah, it was pretty cool, man. Good
Shoot, I
show.
said an hour.
that was pretty chill.
Cool. All right, y'all know what we do before we always get off. I want everybody to run their plug. Yo, Nate, tell the people where they can find you.
You can find me at LK_Heyo on Instagram.
Izzy, tell the people where they can find you.
So you guys can follow me at IzzyOjo94 on Instagram. So just hit that follow button.
Yo, Will, tell the people where they can find you.
Okay, well, me and my wife, we starting our podcast on Sunday. Love is. We're talking about relationships and things of that nature, being married. Also got another podcast I'm working on, but it's kind of hard working with different people. Other than that, you can find me on Facebook, Will Bradley, and all social media platforms.
Yo, Matt, tell the people where they can find you.
On Facebook, it's Matthew Washington. Everywhere else is still coming soon.
All right, man. That's the gang. Of course, you know I am KJ, Mr. Humble Beginners. You only gonna find me right here on YouTube because I don't really care about what y'all got going on in these other places. So I'm typically not in these other places. So you only gonna find me right here because that's all. That's gonna find me. You know what I'm saying? It's just that simple. So until next time, people, we are out.
Peace.